Hello, it's Cathy Cassidy and I'm here for another Sunday book club. I hope that your week has been going okay and that you've been enjoying the chapter readings of Sunday Girl if you've been listening into those as well. I have a few shout outs to do today and also some very interesting news for anybody who might be a little bit bored during this lockdown. So my shout outs are for some of the people who have commented recently or over the last week basically on my YouTube channel, and they are Najib, Gayashri, Nathini, Nicola, Amelie, Ready Set Read, Born Angel, Wajiha, Stardate, Sophie, Vin, Unraveling Karma, and lots of other people who I've forgotten to note down. I think that if I don't note the names and the questions and things down the minute I see them, I sometimes forget. So if you've asked something or suggested that something be featured on Sunday Book Club and it hasn't been yet, just give me a nudge through Facebook or whatever, because I'm not intentionally missing you out. I'm just kind of just trying to juggle lots of things and don't always remember who I need to include. I wanted to welcome to the YouTube channel Eliza, who says she is visually impaired and loves listening because it can be quite hard to find the books that she likes in Braille. And I know that some of my books are available in Braille, but not all of them. So Eliza, I really hope you're enjoying the chapter readings. Now, one of the things I wanted to tell you about today is something that might brighten up the lockdown for anybody who has a bit of a creative streak. And that's quite a few of us, I think. This is something that you can do whatever your age. It's a competition. It's not being run by me. It's the aim of the competition is to raise money for a charity called Action for Pulmonary Fibrosis, and pulmonary fibrosis is a terminal lung disease, which if somebody is living with that, they will have a short life expectancy, and there isn't at the moment a cure for this illness. So it's obviously something very serious and something that it's a good thing to try to support people who are living with that illness. Now, to enter the competition, you just need to make a donation of £5 to a Just Giving link. And then it's an art competition. So you can send in a picture of almost anything you want. The competition is divided into some age categories. So that's mainly to work out what kind of prize you might be given if you are one of the winners. I know that, for example, the under 13s, the categories are category A, people or animals, category B, other. So basically, you know, the options are wide open for you. You can draw, paint, collage, anything at all. And it runs from now right up until the 26th of April. But I think if you're an arty type, a creative type, I would start working on a picture, a painting, an image, a piece of artwork to send in if you possibly can, and start doing it now so that you don't forget. There are some amazing prizes in every age category in this competition. And one of the prizes is a signed copy of my book, Forever Phoenix. And whoever wins that, if they want to let me know, I can actually personalise that as well. Now, to let you know more about that competition or how to find out about it, the best idea, I'm going to see if I can leave a little link underneath this YouTube thing, but I'm not sure. I'm not good enough at YouTube to know if that will work. But if you message me through my Facebook page, either the Facebook fan page or my personal Facebook page, which you guys are all welcome to join if you would like, I can send the link, because it's something I was asked about via a Facebook friend, and it may not easily be available if you don't have that friend yourself. So ask me if you can, and I will send you the link, all the details of the competition, and how to pay your £5 entry fee if I guess that's how it works. and that will go directly to help the charity. So a really good cause, and something that could liven us all up a little bit during the lockdown. I think creativity is great, and I've been busy editing over the last week, which is quite hard work. But when not editing, I've been trying to let off steam a little bit by playing around with papier-mâché and decoupage, and it has been so much fun. And this afternoon, after I finish recording this, I shall be doing some varnishing with white PVA glue, and I know that my fingers will end up all sticky and horrible, but I'll be so happy because making stuff is, you know, is a lot of fun. I'm going to varnish some of the papier-mâché stuff I've made so it'll look nice and shiny. I had some questions to get through today, and one of the questions came from Alekia, who asked if I had ever read a book called The Little Princess, and if so, would I mention it, and what did I think about it? And yes, I do love this book, A Little Princess. I have a copy of it. It's one of those books I read from the library when I was very small, and then picked up a copy in a second-hand shop later on. If you don't know the story of A Little Princess, it's about a girl from quite a privileged background who's staying at or who goes to school in quite a posh boarding school. I think around the turn of the century, of the 20th century, so early 1900s. And for a while everything is fine, and then suddenly the tables are turned, and her father goes missing, the fees are not being paid, and her life turns completely upside down. She becomes a servant living in real deprivation and sort of hidden away in an attic. This book, it not only kind of evokes that whole other lifestyle and how some people can be super rich and some people can be super poor, it also has some genuine magic in it, which I think would cheer anybody up during lockdown. So if it's one of those classics that you haven't read, please give it a go. And it's written by Frances Hodgson Burnett, who is also famous for this book, The Secret Garden. Secret Garden is one of my all-time favourite books, and I absolutely love this little cover. Again, it's a junk shop find, as almost everything in my classic book collection is. And it's about a girl, again, from a privileged background, but who has lost everything, and who finds a bit of redemption through trying to restore a very overgrown garden and helping somebody else in the process. So it's a lovely, lovely story, and again, one that I really recommend. Now, Alekia had another question as well, which I thought I would squeeze into today's Sunday Book Club. She says, is Carter based on anybody from real life? And she says, I'm facing pressure from my friends who keep saying that we need to get boyfriends. And I do like boys, but I have to say that I think at the moment I prefer boys in books. And Alekia, I think, you know, so many young girls go through that feeling and that kind of stage of being interested in boys, but not interested enough to actually want to go out with boys. And I totally would be in the camp that says, do not rush into trying to find a boyfriend. Take it easy, take it slowly, stick with boys in books for now. Even the annoying, silly, clumsy, sweet ones like Carter from my book, Sunday Girl. And to answer your question, Carter is not based on a real boy, but he does have so many qualities that I've seen in young teenage boys. When I was a teacher, when I was a parent, all sorts of everything. You know, when I was a teenager myself, there are so many boys like that who are sort of basically very sweet, very kind, but also completely chaotic and sometimes quite annoying. And I know that in my books, sometimes the boy characters are, they're just really lovely and really, really sweet. And you might think, oh, why aren't boys in real life like that? They are sometimes, but you have to kind of look beneath the surface and give people a chance. That's I suppose, the situation for all of us. And I think if you're happy with boys in books right now, then that means stick with them. Okay, there is absolutely no hurry to get a boyfriend. I remember feeling exactly this way when I was a young teenager and thinking, oh no, people are going to think there's something weird about me if I'm not kind of rushing to get a boyfriend. And actually, I genuinely think that waiting is a good thing. Don't rush into it. You know, when I was an agony aunt, so many letters from girls who got into things way over their head, and yeah, enjoy those early teen years. There's a lovely innocence about them that I think is well worth hanging on to. So another question, this time from Francesca. And Francesca said, were you ever a Blondie fan? I wondered if the song Sunday Girl was an influence on the title of the book. And yeah, talk about hitting the nail on the head, Sunday Girl. Apart from the fact that the word Sunday is actually spelt as in ice cream sundae in the book, it is absolutely, yeah, it's homage to the Blondie song Sunday Girl, and it's probably one of the earliest LPs that I ever bought. And I remember it was the LP Parallel Lines that has Sunday Girl on it, and yeah, I loved it. And that LP actually got me lots of invites to parties when I was a teenager, which was quite cool. But there's a line in the song that says, I know a girl from a lonely street, cold as ice cream, but still as sweet. And that kind of phrasing, that went into building the character of Jude in the story as well. So she puts quite a cold, cool exterior as though she doesn't care about things. That's the kind of mask or face that she presents to the world, but inside, yeah, she's feeling all the feels, and life is really, as you can see if you're following the story, it's not easy for her. But yeah, Sunday Girl, I decided would be a really good title. It's not the first title that I thought of for this book, and sometimes the first title is the only title and the publisher loves it just as much as I do. But with this book, the first title was actually Hey Jude, which again, it's another song title, this time from the Beatles, a lovely bittersweet sad song, Hey Jude. And my publishers said, well, we like the title and we know that Jude is the name of the character, but your readers won't know the song Hey Jude, so can you suggest other titles? So I came up with a little list of other titles. One of them was Sunday Girl, which of course is meant to be a link to the song. And they said, yes, we love that. But, you know, it did occur to me that actually my readers would not know that song either. But I totally recommend, if you've never heard the Blondie song Sunday Girl, you know, just stick it into a YouTube search and listen to it, and I think you'll love it. I loved it when I was a teenager. So that is an answer for Francesca. And Eleanor, who I think is new to the channel, so welcome, Eleanor. She said, would you ever write a book about somebody in lockdown? And I think probably at the moment, no, because that's not something I want to write about at the moment. I'm too busy living it. And it's quite difficult, I think, especially this wintry lockdown. And I'm not convinced that my readers would want to read about someone going through those difficult things right now. But in the future, that could easily be something that I might look at. So never say never. It could become part of the past of a particular character, who knows. Now, Helen asked, what did my kids think of their mum being an author? And did they read my books as they were growing up? And the answer is yes, they did. They were always, you know, when they were pre-teens and young teenagers, they always read the first draft of every story, and they were great at giving me a young person's view. They were always really good at spotting things that might not be as believable as they should be. And as for me being an author, I don't think they really noticed or thought much about it for a while, and then I think they did quite enjoy it. So they thought it was quite funny. And now, now that they're grown up and in their 20s, they're actually quite proud, which I think is lovely too. I remember my son went through a phase when a lot of his prospective girlfriends were Cathy Cassidy readers, and he would quite like that. He was like, oh yes, yes, that's my mum, you know, and they go, whoa, wow, you know. So that I thought was really funny, but yeah, that obviously doesn't happen anymore. That was an early days thing. Helen also said that she enjoyed last week during some of the chapter readings, seeing some of my old toys who were sitting on the desk behind me, and I thought I'd show them in glorious Technicolor close-up. These are two Cindy dolls that I don't know, anybody of a certain age, like my age, might remember the Cindy doll, the British version of the Barbie, and much less glamorous really than the Barbie. And these two guys in particular, because they're wearing gorgeous hand knitted attire, and they were given to me by two lovely sisters, Lucy and Celia, who had loved these dolls growing up, and their mum said, well, maybe you would like them for your kids or for your daughter. So they then became my daughters. And because I hadn't saved my old Cindy doll from childhood, I really am quite attached to them. And even when my daughter grew out of them, I kept hold of them. So yeah, Helen, that's a close-up of those strange vintage dolls. And also I keep them because they remind me of the lovely people who gave them to me. And another vintage toy on the desktop behind me is a lovely wooden horse puppet, which is actually, I think, an Indian puppet. It's lost its strings, but I really love it, beautifully painted. And that's there just yeah, for anybody who's enjoying the little show and tell of vintage toys. So if you have been following Sunday Girl, the chapters, you will know that the story is now getting quite bittersweet. And we know what the problem for Jude's mum is going to be. There will be some chapters that are sad, and there will be some chapters that make you laugh out loud even so, and I think that's okay. That's definitely like life. So hang on in there, stay with it. There are going to be some lovely heart-melting bits and also some heartbreaking bits up ahead. But I think it's perfect escapism in a way. It's just emotional. So as long as you're okay with that, stay with us and yeah, enjoy the ride. I will be back for another Sunday Book Club next week, so don't forget to comment about what you'd like me to talk about, and if I've forgotten to answer a question you've asked, please remind me. And do check out that competition. The art competition is just a fantastic opportunity to support a really cool charity. Take care, and I will see you soon, and tune in again on Monday for another chapter of Sunday Girl. Take care until then, and keep smiling.